Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Freelancers Tea Break, the short and sweet podcast you can enjoy while you're making a cuppa. It is quite chilly here, so I have a very large mug of chai tea. Love this time of year. All the teas are so good this time of year. I've got Christmas tea, I've got chai tea, obviously normal tea. And because there is an ADHD med shortage around here, I'm getting through quite a lot of tea at the moment. So let's stop talking about tea and let's start talking about Black Friday, which is, depending on when you're listening, this week. Why toot and fro about doing something? I don't like the idea of people feeling like they need to rush and do something. I don't want people to feel like they should be buying something just because it's on special offer or urgency and anything like that. That said, from a purely selfish point of view, I have been meaning to package up all of my courses and resources, a bit like I have with the Freelance Business Lounge, but without the calls and the membership. So it'd be just a standalone package. And I thought, if I give myself the date of Black Friday, then I have to commit to it. So it's a bit of accountability. But before I tell you a bit about that, I wanted to just share a few things I wanted to remind you about, which I know you all know about. You are a very intelligent bunch. But I want you to just think about before you go in and buy anything on Black Friday, including what I offer. I know, especially as a woman with ADHD, impulsivity can be a tricky thing. So I don't want anyone to be in a situation where they're buying things just for the sake of it. So I thought I'd share some questions that I asked myself before I dive into buying anything that might be useful when you're looking at all the Black Friday deals at the moment. And this is taken from a thread that I put in the Facebook group, because I put one in there if people do want to share any offers that they find useful, but with this massive disclaimer of things to ask yourself first. So the first thing is, can you afford it? And what I don't mean, can you afford to put it on a credit card or anything like that? I mean, can you afford whatever that thing is? So it's a really important thing. And it's probably a much more complicated question as well. Like, some people will say, can you afford not to, etc., etc. But if it's going to put you in a difficult financial position, maybe now is not the right time for it. And if I'm honest, a lot of the Black Friday offers out there, especially like I put things in my Amazon cart that I can only get on Amazon, thinking I would keep an eye out and see if they dropped in price. They didn't really drop much at all, like £10 maybe. So sometimes it's not even worthwhile doing. So first question is, can I afford it? Second, and this is a big one, what return on investment will I get from it? So it's not always obviously financial. Some things are like getting an accountant or a bookkeeper. For me, financially, that makes a lot of sense. I save a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of money. And my accountant is fantastic. She even picks up on things that I wouldn't have even thought about with expenses and things like that. So that is a great thing to do. Other things feel like they are a must-have, but actually they're probably not going to give you as much value back as you think. I think I probably will do a podcast at some point on a lot of these lifetime deals and AppSumo and things like that. I used to really enjoy it, but now it feels like these software companies can pop up, take loads of money from people, and then just dissolve their product within a year. So I would be a little bit cautious of some lifetime offers. I would be cautious of basically anything I couldn't work out what kind of return on investment. And it can be in terms of, if I pay for this, that will save me this amount of time, which means that I can then be working with this number more clients. So things like a great piece of podcast editing software. So like I use Descript, I've used Riverside. If I think using those will save me a huge amount more time, and I can see the financial benefit, and it would mean I save, say, 2-3 hours a week, which means I can free that time up for more clients, then that makes sense. But if it just seems like a nice to have, maybe it's not the right thing. Number 3, are there alternatives or a cheaper or a free option? There are so many out there. On my website, I've got loads of free options out there for running your business. Just because something is on offer right now doesn't mean you have to have it right now. Sometimes there is a freer option or a cheaper option that will do the job just as well for right now. So do your research and make sure that this is the right thing for you. Number 4, in the case of particularly with annual or lifetime offers, do you tend to stick to one tool long term? So I know I tend to cycle. I have certain tools that I use all the time: Notion, Sunsama, Canva, Slack. Those are my core ones. I never really move from them. Other things I tend to switch around. So like I said, with podcast editing software and things like that. Oh, Google Drive I use all the time, and Dropbox when needed with certain clients. But if there is something you're thinking of buying, but you don't tend to stick to something for a long time, and this also does extend to those of us who have a tendency to pick up a new hobby every single month, have a think. Are you going to use that for a long time? Especially if it is like an annual offer or a lifetime offer, is it going to be worth it? And then the 5th question, which a lot of people forget, is how well is this going to work with everything else I use? I think I am thinking here about software. So does your software sync with the other tools that you use, or does it play nicely? But also like gadgets and anything you see that is going to be on your home. Is there a place for it? Is there somewhere, a home for it, somewhere that will work with other things? So have a real think about that. And also even down to like clothes and things like that. Do you have outfits that it'll go with? What will give you that real value for money? So I know all of that is not necessarily the most fun stuff, but I do want to share it because I think it's so easy to get caught up in, oh, I must go grab these offers before they go. And I think especially for the big retailers, they're not that much better, a lot of the offers. It's slightly different for small businesses and service providers and things like that. They do tend to be better offers, but I still would love you to work through those questions before you commit to anything. So all that being said, I just thought I'd share what I'm doing. So I'm bundling everything that's in the business lounge, in terms of all the courses, the templates. The summits are not going to be in there, and you don't get access to calls or the Facebook group, but basically all of the courses. So 30 days to go freelance, how to find clients quickly and easily, all of my freelance lunch break sessions that I did last year, I think. So everything like setting up your pension, writing a business plan, creating a freelance funnel. There's the tricky clients bundle of templates, email templates there that goes down really well. Freelancing for graduates. So there are lots and lots of different things, and everything also in there that I don't really sell as a standalone thing. They're all in there as well. So I think it's over, like, I think we worked out the stuff with prices on, it was something like £445 worth. And that doesn't include all the extras in there that aren't necessarily available everywhere else. So all of that I'm going to be offering for £99. So just a one-off fee. And if I add anything to the lounge in the future, that will also be added to what you have. So it should grow in value over time. But I wanted to make it a price that was enough that you wouldn't just buy it and forget it, because I really want to make sure that you use these things and you get your value out of it. But also is accessible and hopefully would be a great Black Friday deal. So that's going to be the offer I'm doing, but I only want you to buy it if you can afford it and you can see the return on investment. I know definitely especially with the How to Find Clients Quickly and Easily course, lots of people have said about how they found a lot more clients through it that way. And the 30 Days to Go freelance client course is fantastic. If you are new to freelancing, it covers everything that you need there. But if you have a look at the link in the notes section, you'll find everything that's included. It's running from Friday until Monday, over the Black Friday weekend and Cyber Monday weekend. And I would love to know if there's anything else you'd like to see in there, because I'm more than happy to add other bits as well over time that people would find useful. I don't plan on having this open very often. I think I probably will mainly just do it for Black Fridays and things like that. And actually, as a service provider, I think it's quite good to have these points where you have little boosts of income. So I tend to do something before the summer holidays so that I have little extra income where I'll be working less. And obviously in the run up to Christmas, it's quite nice to have something extra there as well. So it's worth thinking about if you're considering when you're going to do your offers to do it each year. But it should just be a one-off payment, that one. So I am starting to babble now, so I'm going to finish up there. But I hope you found that useful, and I hope you find things that are useful for you and your business or your life on the Black Friday offers. Just make sure that you're buying them because they are genuinely what you want and need, and not just something that you feel pressured into buying. I hope you all have a wonderful freelance week.